won Super Bowl 59.
Dude, it gave me goosebumps watching it.
Being pulled up to the stadium with the snow tires on, the tinted windows, many men came on, and it was just a murder.
This guy wins. Look at his record. Look at his stats. Thank God he's a Philadelphia Eagle.
You can mark this down. I think the Eagles are hosting the NFC Championship game. I don't care how it looks at this point, as long as it's a win.
Vaughn came up with
Well, Vaughn,
that guy's playing at an all-pro level.
I mean, you could have heard that from a mile, dude. That stadium was loud. Lock in, Bruce. Another speaking birds. What is up, my bruise, my bird bruise? We are back. It's another speaking birds. It's your boy Speaks here, flying solo on the week 5 pregame pod. I know it's a bad time for Clayton. Well, full disclosure, man, I'm running this day of Thursday. The big day in Philly sports here. We'll get into it. But I know Clayton's usually at work, and I hit up the boy John. Haven't heard back, but I'm sure we'll get him on the post game pod at some point. But for right now, we're running solo dolo on this. It's not going to be a long episode. I just wanted to pop in. Don't want to miss any of these. Trying to keep on a schedule here. The Thursday night games definitely turn things upside down a little bit in terms of trying to get the episode out. But enough inside baseball. Speaking of baseball, man, Phillies game 4 tonight in Los Angeles. Last night, man, the bats came alive. Bats came alive in Los Angeles. They won the first game of the series, so it's 2-1 heading into game 4. It's an elimination game. Look, the Phillies they're battling. They're battling right now. It's win or go home. The goal right now, I guess the goal is to win the series, right? That's the goal. But the immediate goal is to win tonight and get that thing back in Philly for a game 5. Looks like we're going to be facing Tyler Glass now, and here's his career stats against the Phillies. 18.1 innings pitched, 21 hits, 14 earned runs, 28 strikeouts, a 6.87 ERA. That's career stats against the Phillies. So, I mean, this is a guy that we've traditionally gotten after. And this season, if you'll remember, I think it was back in April, he had that meltdown, gave up 5 runs in an inning. So this is a guy we can hit, and I'm looking forward to the game. Man, got to be honest, that last weekend really took it out of me as just a sports fan. There's like a routine in terms of, games when they happen. Then you go to you have your favorite podcast you go and listen to, all your media people. But I haven't been able. Man, it really took me out. Saturday, gut punch. Sunday, gut punch with the Eagles. Monday, turn around, another gut punch. Man, we're finally just starting to crawl out of it. And we need this. It's a big day today. We got the Phillies on. The Eagles are facing the Giants. Let's take a sit. Here's what I got. I got some of this apple cider. Got this Trader Joe's apple cider. It's not going to be the fresh Vermont stuff I'm used to. All right. Let's give it a little brief. Oh, that tastes like fall. So it's spicier. It's a little spicier than what you would get, the natural apple cider, the fresh pressed, if you will. But it does the trick. I got to seek out some better stuff because, Trader Joe's, they can have some good stuff, but are they the end all be all? I don't know about that. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead. It's solid. I'm gonna go 7-8. It's a 7-8. It's respectable. So we're sipping on that, man. Need today. It can't be overstated enough how big of a day this could be. That's what I'm thinking. Like, sports are crazy because you're so down last weekend. If you're a Philly sports fan, and we talked about the 3-day skid. But look, Saturday could come around. We rattle off a win here. We rattle off a win, Thursday night football. And we're back in it Saturday. Saturday could be a great day. We could wake up Sunday like none of it ever happened. I mean, obviously the loss isn't going to go anywhere for the Eagles. But as I stated on the last pod, and I think you hate the term good loss because it's not a good loss. You want to win every game, so. But for this team that like really, really needed some inward perspective, some inward, looking in the mirror, if you will, it had to happen. And look, it's an AFC team in terms of long-term rankings. Is it as valuable as having that loss happen to an NFC team? It's not. So look, and I've been away from the media and I've seen things here and there, but apparently, Saquon, AJ, Jalen Hurts had a really productive talk. I love how it turns into like therapy. Now we have therapy hour at the NovaCare. Isn't that what practice and meetings are for? Isn't that the stuff you're supposed to figure out in training camp and on the fly? No. We have to have meetings now. Little conversations, if you will, little talks. So I guess they had was it hour long, a couple hours, very productive. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, something's got to give. You got to figure something out. At this point, it's running circles in my head of what's wrong, and I'm exhausted. I'm waving the flag. I'm tapping out. I have no idea. What's going on. So my guess is as good as anyone's, but something's wrong. It's not feeling right. So let's look at it. So I believe Jalen Carter's questionable for tonight, and Landon Dickerson's out. And he needs to get healthy. I mean, Clayton's brought it up on the pod. We've all talked about it. Like, that guy is not going to heal getting banged up every week. And he's got some serious health issues. I mean, not even like, I guess it's football related, but man, that guy's a couple injuries away from being in terrible, terrible shape in 10 to 15 years. So I hope he gets the rest he needs. I hope he's able to come back, healthy in a relatively short time span. But I don't think, he's not going to be out there today. So we'll see. We'll see. For an already kind of lackluster offensive line, an offensive line that hasn't been living up to their potential. We'll see. So it looks like Brett Toth will get the start. Yeah, it'll be interesting. The Giants haven't really done much in the last decade. No, the last couple of years. So, here's a team that the Eagles should handle fairly easily. And you just, nothing can be a given with this team. So let's see. Also, they were saying we could move Tyler Steen to left guard and play Matt Pryor at right guard. Yeah, Stoutland doesn't want to move multiple players. It makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think the offensive line is going to continue to struggle. The run game is going to continue to struggle. I don't know. Could it be another nail biter tonight? Could be. Very well could be. Let me get the LED lights on. I forgot to put... Do I go red for... Let's go red for Phillies because they're going to be the first game. Give me 1 second. All right, we got that red October. Let's go. Then we'll switch up. We'll switch up to green for game time. Yeah. I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast. I probably didn't. I don't know how this would come up. Man, during the game last week, I threw on, get this, guys, I threw on a hoodie. And this blew my mind. I used to rock hoodies. I mean, everyone rocks the hoodies. But I don't know, there was something, obviously in the summer you're not wearing them, and you could around the house though. Maybe I will in the future, but Man, I threw one on, and it just kind of blew my mind. The comfort of having a hood and a little pouch in the front. It's like, come on, get out of town. Because I kind of get away from them. It's been a couple of years since I've had like a reliable hoodie. Man, dug one out, threw one on. Because I did it under the jersey. Midway through the game, I busted out the BG. Maybe it was my fault. Busting out the BG jersey like it was going to help. But I threw that on and put the hoodie underneath. Oh, man, it was a great time. Just putting things in the pouch. Putting my phone in there. A stash of beer in there, if you will. All right. What is this, a fashion podcast? But yeah, guys, if you're not wearing hoodies, friendly reminder, throw one of those on. Very comfortable. 10 out of 10. All right. Let's back it up a bit. Winning 2 in LA. That'd be a feat. That's what you got to do. I don't know. And there was some talk too recently about, hey, Citizens Bank. Like I think Cassiano said something like, oh, it can work for you, can work against you. And there were some quotes. Bryce Harper did his good old fashioned pandering to the fans, but like, I don't understand how. Okay, so you get booed a little bit. Go down the street and talk to the Eagles about that. Like the bank has been nothing but supportive and a battlefield, a battlefield for you guys to come out and compete. And for there to be any sort of suggestion that it's otherwise is just it's disgusting and it's false. Cassie's always had a problem, and he lets that wife of his jabber on Twitter. Oh, I'm going to get canceled because I said he lets his... Well, come on. You're a professional athlete. Any partner. If you're a woman, you talk to your spouse and family and kind of say like, hey, I got to deal with this stuff. Maybe don't stoke the flames here. But, no, I didn't mean it to come off like that. Just your family. Talk to your immediate family and just sort of say... But yeah, she went on some sort of tirade about the fans a couple of years ago when he wasn't performing, and I guess the fans were a little upset. But yeah, so we'll see. To my point, you want to get it back to Philly, but if you win 2 on the road, are you playing better on the road? What is it? Because the last couple years they haven't been winning at the bank; they've actually been losing at the bank. So we'll see if that'll be a good thing or a bad thing. We're counting our chickens before they hatch. We're counting our eggs before they chicken. Counting our chickens before they egg. You get what I'm saying? Got to win tonight. You got to win tonight. It'll be a tense game. We got Sanchez going on the mound. He's been Mr. Reliable. So looking forward to that. And you just got to get through it. I don't know where that leaves game. See, I'm not doing it. I'm not looking ahead. It's a must win. But at some point, you got to think about it. You at least has to run through your head. What would you do in that situation? Game 5. But let's worry about today. Let's worry about getting there. Man, Rob Thompson. There's been a few questionable calls. That was actually was the boy John. He's out of town, so he said he's fishing. We'll wish him some good fishing juju. Man, he rakes the fish. I don't know if you guys, if you listeners out there follow him on social media. I won't, you can find him, but man, he's always posting these huge fish. It hurt my back reeling those things in. All right, what was I talking about? Oh, geez. Man, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, thinking ahead. Look, we have Bueller. Haven't used Bueller yet, so we'll see. These are all things. You think about. I remember what I was saying. Yeah, Thompson had some questionable managerial calls throughout the series. The bunt comes to mind. Obviously The Dodgers are running the wheel play. He's bunting. He's not letting Stott swing away. They bunt. I mean, Castellanos should have had better base running. I hope I'm remembering it correctly. There might have been two situations. I might be mixing two situations, but Casty goes on just a bunt straight to the fielder, and basically a wheel play is the defender will go. So if guy's on second, they bunt. A guy will go straight to third. They go to the third for the out. I mean, like just horrible base running. Some could question pulling starters. Starters have a great 4 innings, 5 innings. They start to get some hits and then immediately pulled. Relief guy comes in, gives up runs. Hard to say in that situation because, are they falling apart? Like, I mean, your pitchers, I guess, better than us watching at home, but like, some would say like, let them work out of it. It's these analytics. Like the game has been ruined by analytics. I think that's the problem with Thompson. Is like he's an old school guy, and what old school guys are supposed to do is follow their gut. But it almost feels like it's like he wants to do that because like now the game has evolved to where like analytics, like you have these, and I saw it firsthand when I worked at the Cubs. Like you would see Theo Epstein's brain trust come in and out every day because I was up in the suites some days. I was always hanging out up there if I wasn't down in aisle 16. But like you would see him come in every day. These are like MIT grads, they're Harvard students, they're Harvard grads, and they're there for analytics. They're there to run numbers. Like if you haven't seen it, the movie Moneyball, it's about Billy Beane in Oakland, and it's kind of the same concept of like small ball and running numbers. So Theo Epstein, took that and, he obviously evolved it, but all of baseball now, I mean, this was 10 years ago, the Cubs I'm talking about was like 10 years ago at this point. Whoa, I feel old. But no, so all of baseball is sort of implementing their version of, the analytics team. They all have a brain trust. And so like he's getting influenced by it with these pitchers and the innings and the pitch count and this and that and arm save and blah blah blah. But like I don't know, sometimes I feel like he wants to be the old school guy that listens to his gut, but he can't. And I don't know where that's coming from. Is it in his head? Is it from management? Like I don't get it. So yeah, there's been some questionable calls in terms of pitching, in terms of bunting, and there's been some terrible base running. I mean, just like knucklehead, you saw yesterday with like Schwarber getting picked off at first. I don't know, just bizarre stuff. And, not to mention, we can talk about, up until yesterday, our biggest hitters, our first 3 hitters have been silent. We're leaving runners in scoring position. I know we ended up, scoring a good amount of runs yesterday, but, it could have been way worse. That game could have been that game could have been, not as close for as long as it was, but you're leaving runners in scoring position. You're not executing. So we've yet to see this team, in my opinion, execute a flawless game or try to, a near flawless game. What you expect from a team facing an elimination situation is that they go out and, they play as good as they can. There's limited mental errors. You are really focused on making sure that it's the other team that beats you. And I still haven't seen this team put together a game to where you can look at that and say, whoa, they played amazing. So, I mean, am I going to say that we're going to have it? I don't know. But if we do get a version of this team that is locked in and willing to play like that, I think we can win today. And I'll say it. I mean, if we win today, we're back at the bank. All the pressure's on the Dodgers now. This is a 5-game series. So they win the first 2 away in Philly. The Dodgers do. Hey, we're playing with house money. We're a game away. We're a loss away from being eliminated. We come out to LA. We rally. You win. Now the Dodgers, they have to think about what they do pitching wise. They have to figure out how they're going to manage their bullpen. The pressure's on them to perform. So we'll see. I don't know. I was so toxic. I got so in my head about this last weekend and this team, and they don't deserve it. And it's hard to come back after being that top. It's like turning your back on someone and then rooting for them. It's like it's not natural. It doesn't happen. But look, we watch every game, every inning. I think I've probably watched like 90% of the innings in the regular season. I mean, there were just games where you can't. I mean, if you're on a plane and they don't have Wi-Fi, or like, you're doing something and normally I have it on a phone or in an AirPod, or at least listening on the radio. But there's times where you just can't. You can't watch every inning. But I'd say 90% of the inning, and you feel just let down. You feel like you've been stabbed in the back, like, I believed in you, blah, blah, blah. If you're not a sports fan and you're listening to this, you're probably like, what is wrong with this person? But it's true. You feel like you've wasted time. You've invested in someone that just turns around and doesn't care. So, I don't know. It's weird to just completely write a team off and then go back and say, like, well, wait a minute. Could this be? But I don't know. We'll see. It makes you feel icky. It's like, I only care when they're playing well. That's not the case. But in a high stakes situation like a 5-game series in the playoffs, I don't know. You just expect more, and I guess it's disappointing when you feel like they don't really care. But anyway, that's enough about that. So we'll see. We're going into, we got 3 hours until it's game one time. So, or game one time, game 4. Let me get some of this apple cider. Man, it's October 9th. We're getting into full swing here. It's getting chilly out. I don't know. During the day, it's still a little, I wouldn't say it's toasty, but it's sunny. But man, these nights are chilly. All right, let's talk birds. We'll speak about it. Speaking birds, we head up to MetLife, man. That field is known for just horrendous. I don't even want to bring it up. Knock on wood. But just like horrendous injuries. So you just got to pray that we get out there healthy. It's so bad. I mean, so they play on it's artificial turf versus like natural grass. And it's so bad. I mean, nobody likes it. I don't even understand why they have it. I mean, everybody complains about it. Their own players complain about it. And we've talked about it on the pod. You're an owner. You're investing so much money. Like, these are your investments. Like, you're paying all of these players, and you trot them out to like, it's just, as like a businessman, it doesn't even make sense. You're like trotting your players out, and if it's cheaper to get the turf, like, you're going to lose more money in the long run when your investments aren't able to perform. So it's just bizarre all around. So ooh, I'm seeing somebody call for a Bryce night. It's going to be a Bryce night. I don't know. I could see he's been all but a disappearing act. So the Phillies were, I love how I'm like, see, this is where the mind is, man. Like, I was like last week, I think I'd say this to the group, like, and this isn't probably something I should share on the podcast, but for the last couple of games, I've been like a casual fan, like a casual Eagles fan. And I mean that in the sense of, like, I'm not really zoning in on like how's Dickerson doing? Or like, I don't know. There's like different ways to watch the game where you're like taking notes and like, you're like really watching for things and you're really breaking it down. And I don't know, like there's been, I would say probably a couple quarters throughout the last couple weeks. I've just been like, hey, I'm just watching. Like I'm just watching the game. Like I'm not looking at, much into detail. I'm just going to like have a good time. And part of that is like last week, the Phillies like really took it out of me. And I was just like, man, I can't do this right now. But, I love how we're like, let's talk about the Eagles and we're back to the Phillies. But that's, I mean, everyone's on the same page. I looked at Twitter quick. And what I was going to say is the Phillies are now 7-1 wearing the powder blues. Kyle Schwarber has 8 home runs with 16 RBIs in those 8 games in the Powder Blues this year and is batting .355. And the players wanted to wear them yesterday, and it worked. So if you push a Game 5, are you able to rock the Powder Blues? I don't know about the rulings on that. I don't know if they have different rules and you have to submit prior. Man, that's pretty cool. All right, Birds, let's talk predictions. I think I don't see how AJ Brown doesn't have a more productive game than he has been. Here's my bold prediction. I think AJ Brown 100 yards and a touchdown plus. I think that's the basement for what I think AJ Brown is going to do today. I think maybe Saquon, Saquon is entering MetLife where he used to play, and there was sort of a nasty little breakup there. So I think maybe he gets his with a depleted O-line. So yeah, I think it'll be good. I think Jalen Hurts rallies the troops. I don't think it's as much of a nail biter as I'm reading some people believe. Let's see. God, Thursday Night Football is trash. My God. Let's just talk about it. It's crazy. We'll be facing Jackson Dart, his first start. Oh, I'm sorry. First start was last week. He's a rookie quarterback. Let's see. Yeah, Dickerson's out. Nakobe Dean is looking to make his first start. Grant Calcaterra's out. Carter's questionable. Dean is questionable, but I'm hearing he's going to make a start. On the Giants side, so it's a Swayze Bowman's out. Demetrius Flanagan Fowles is out. Their offensive tackle is out. Here's something to keep an eye on. So their receiver Darius Slayton is out, and if you guys aren't aware, their big time receiver Neighbors, and I just talked about the field. He tore his ACL on the field, so that's a first round pick that they hoped would be a cornerstone of this franchise. Tore his ACL on the field, so he's out. So I mean they're depleted in the wide receiver game. So obviously that'll help the Eagles. You got a rookie quarterback there, second start of his career. No real threat. But how the Eagles go. There's going to be some no-name receiver. It's like there's always these stats against the Eagles. You'll see, first team to give up 200 yards to a first-time starting wide receiver off the street of Canada. It's just like crazy. We'll see a stat like that. You can almost guarantee it. All right, but some storylines. Sorry I couldn't be more prepared on the Eagles-Giants front. The Phillies have just taken mind, body, and soul. And I don't think I'm the only one, but okay, let's lock in. I need this reset. I need this Thursday. I need this Saturday. I need it. It never ends. It never ends. All right. I think the Eagles win. We've been going into the 30s for a while. I think it's 20. 27-15. How about that? A weird number. 15. 27-15. And the Eagles will move to 5-1. All right, guys. Well, like I said, we're gearing up for a pretty eventful Thursday. Hopefully you guys can enjoy some sports. Go Phillies and go Birds. See you next time.